Hello my dear students, I hope you all are in good health. So in this video we are going to study a new chapter, that is endocrine system. In living organisms, number of activities such as growth, nutrition, digestion, etc. These activities are controlled by two controlling mechanisms in the body, and these mechanisms are chemical control and neural control. So what are the differences between neural control and chemical control? Let us see here. Number one is system associated. The system which is associated with chemical control is known as endocrine system, and with neural control it is nervous system. Then the component, structural component, means the endocrine system, it is made up of secretory cells. So here secretory cells are present in endocrine system, which means some secretion is responsible in endocrine system for some effect in the body. Then in nervous system there is neurons or nerve cells. We have studied in class 7th that the functional unit of nervous system is neuron. So this means that the structural component of nervous system is nerve cells or neurons, and that of chemical control is secretory cells. Then the mode of transmission of message, that is how the message is transferred in our body from one place to another. In chemical control, it is through some chemical messengers, and these chemical messengers, they are also known as hormones, which are responsible for transmission of message, and these hormones, they are transmitted through blood. However, in neural control, the nerve impulse, we know nerve impulse means the message is transferred in the form of impulse in nervous system, and that is transmitted through nerve fibers. Then the spread of transmission of message. Here in chemical control, the message, it travels slowly, but in neural control the message, it travels rapidly. Then the effect and the duration of messages. Effect is generalized or widespread, and it influences target cells. But in neural control, we know only a specific particular organ is targeted. So therefore, in neural control, the effect is localized, and it will affect only particular muscle or gland called effector. The endocrine system, it brings about chemical coordination by chemical messengers known as hormones. So in this chapter, we will study the endocrine system and then about the endocrine glands and their role in our body. So students, now we will study the types of glands in our body as well as in other higher vertebrates. So there are basically the three types of glands found. So these are endocrine glands, exocrine glands and heterocrine glands. The endocrine glands is that the secretion, that is hormones or chemical messengers, they will be released directly into the blood. There is no any passage or a tube which will carry towards the specific target organ. But in exocrine glands, there is a passage or a tube which will carry the secretion of this exocrine gland, such as biological catalysts which are known as enzymes. So that will be passed through some tube and will reach towards the specific target organ, such as sweat glands are present in our body and the salivary glands are present in our body. These are the examples of exocrine glands. Then the third one is the heterocrine glands. It includes both endocrine and exocrine parts. The example is pancreas. Now let us study the differences between exocrine and endocrine glands. Number one most important difference is that the secretions, they are poured into some cavity in exocrine glands, but however in endocrine glands the secretion, they will be released into the blood. Then in exocrine glands the secretions are digestive juices or enzymes which act as biological catalysts. So what are these biological catalysts? Biological catalysts, these are the enzymes which will be secreted by the exocrine glands, such as pepsin or trypsin. These are the enzymes which break down the protein in the food. So the secretion of exocrine glands are basically the digestive juices or the enzymes. Then is endocrine gland. Here the secretions are chemical messengers or also known as hormones. The third point in exocrine gland is that they have a brief effect, means the effect of exocrine gland will be for a short time, but the endocrine gland, its effect will be for a long time. Then the next point in exocrine gland is that the secretions, they are produced in large quantities, such as sweat. It is produced in large quantity. But in endocrine glands, the secretions are produced in small quantities. Then the next point is that any small change in the quantity of secretion causes no disorder. So let us say the sweat, if it will be produced in less quantity, then there will be no disorder in our body, right? There will be no any abnormality in our body. But if the secretion are in large, as well as if the secretion are in more quantity of endocrine gland, then there will be disorders or abnormalities in our body. The examples of exocrine glands are salivary glands, gastric glands, intestinal glands, the exocrine part of pancreas, sebaceous gland and sweat gland. Then in endocrine gland, the examples are thyroid gland, pituitary gland, adrenal gland, pancreas, which only the endocrine part of pancreas, then ovaries and testes. Let us study here what are hormones. Hormones, these are the chemical messengers. Now we know that these hormones are secretions which are produced by the endocrine glands. So let us see here the characteristics of these hormones. These hormones, they are secreted by the endocrine glands and they are released directly into the blood. They circulate throughout the body but influence only specific organ, that is known as target organ. This means that they are organ specific. So what does the second point means here? The secretion of the endocrine gland, that is known as hormones, they will be released into the blood and they will circulate throughout our body, but they will affect only specific organ, and that organ will be referred to as target organ. And they are required in small quantity and they are destroyed soon after their action is over. Their hypersecretion means excess, as well as hyposecretion means deficiency. Hyper means in large amount, hypo means in less amount, results in disorders in our body. Chemically, the hormones, they may be proteins, they may be polypeptides, or they may be amino acid derivatives or steroids. So that's all for today. Take care.